Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? I hope you'll be fine. This is Cambridge Lower Secondary Book 7. And we have completed first 6 questions of exercise 3.2. If you haven't watched it, you can watch it. I'll give you the link in the description box. Let's start from question number 7. Question number 7 says, round each of these numbers to the given accuracy, degree of accuracy. So here in this question now, the question is not specifically about any number of decimal places in general. Instead, all of these numbers will have different degrees of accuracy. In some cases, you have to round it to 4 decimal place. DP means decimal places. Part B, you have to round it to 1 decimal place and so on. So starting from the first one, we have 126.99231. We have to round it to 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to round 3. The digit next to it is a weak digit, so it will be 126.9923. Next, we have part B, 0.7785, and we have to round it to 1 decimal place, meaning 7, and the digit next to it is a strong digit, so we'll add 1 into it. It will become 0.8. Then we have 782.02972, and we have to round it to 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3. Since we have a 7 and digit next to it is 7, okay? And we discussed it in the previous video that whenever the rounding digit will be a 9 and it has a strong digit next to it, the last digit will be 0. Because when we will add 1 into it, it will become 10. And so we will carry forward 1 to the left side digit. It will become 3. And hence the answer will be 782.030. Okay. Now the next one is 3.141.592.654. And we have to round it to 7 digits here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seventh digit is 6. So we have to round 6 and the digit next to it is a strong digit. We will add 1 into it and it will become 3.41415927. And then we have 3.9975. So we have to round 1 and 2. Second 9. Digit next to it is also a 7. So we will add 1 into it. It will become 9 plus 1, 10. Oh, again we have a 9. So 9 plus 1, 10. And then 3 plus 1 is 4. So the answer will be 4.00. You cannot write it as 4 because 4 doesn't have any decimal places and we have to round this number to 2 decimal places, meaning there must be 2 digits after decimal. Okay, so keep this in mind. If you will write 4, your answer will be considered wrong. Now the next one is 99.9961 and we have to round it to only 1 decimal place. 1 decimal place means we have to round this digit, the first 9 after decimal. But luckily the digit next to it is also a 9. So when we will add 1 into this 9, it will become 10. Put a decimal here. 9 plus 1, 10. 9 plus 1, 10. So the answer will be 100.0. If you will write 100, your answer will be considered wrong because you have to round it to 1 decimal place. Okay, students? Now let's move to the next question. Here in this question, Zara is looking at this question, and what you have to do is match the original number on the left to the rounded number in the middle to the degree of accuracy on the right. The first one has been done for you. So we have to compare the numbers with their rounded number and the relative degree of accuracy. So if we talk about the first one, A, 32.78199045. So if we look at part C, we have 32.7819 and it is rounded to 4 decimal places. Now let's talk about part B. So in part B, we have 32.8729. Let's see, do we have any number having 8729? So if we talk about 87, we have a 87 here in part A. And then we have 88. But it cannot be rounded to 32.88 because the digit next to 7 is 2. If we even round it to 2 decimal places, it will become 32.87, not 32.88, because the digit next to 7 is a weak digit. Okay. So the only option we are having is A. We can say that it matches to A. And to how many digits it is rounded? Since we have 3 digits in the rounded number, meaning it is rounded to 3 decimal places. Okay. Now part C says 32.7189. 71. We do not have 71 in part B. We do not have 71 in part C. We have 7. We do not have 1 in part D. We have 81. In part E, we have 32.7. So yes, this could be the answer because if we round it to 1 decimal place, the digit next to it is a weak digit. We have 7, 1. So yes, this would be the correct answer. So C matches with E. 32.71 will become 32.7 when rounded to 1 decimal place, and it will be connected with number 1 in degree of accuracy. Okay. Next we have part D, 32.7891045. So the only option we have is part B because we have the same numbers here, same digits here, and both of these numbers, 32.7891045 and 105 in the rounded number. So you can see that we have 6 digits after decimal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 digits. So it is rounded to 6 digits. Very simple. And then in part E, we have 32.879. So where do we have 879 or digits match? We have 32.81790 in part D, which is a different number. But if we talk about part F, so we have 32.88, meaning in part E, 32.8792045 is rounded to 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places. Why? Because here we have 7, the second digit after decimal, and the digit next to it is a 9, which is a strong digit. So when we will round it to 2 decimal places, 9 will give 1 to 7 and it will become 88. And hence, correct option would be F, and the degree of accuracy is 2 decimal places. At the last part, we have 32.8179045. If we matches it with D, so that's the correct answer because we have 81790. 5 digits after decimal, and here you can see after 0 we have a 4, which is a weak digit, so we are not supposed to add 1 into 0, and it will remain 0 at the end. So here we have 5 digits after decimal, meaning it is rounded to 5 digits. So here's the answer. Now let's see what Zara has to say. Zara makes the following statement. The method I'm going to use is to start with an original number, round it to 1 decimal place. If my answer is in the rounded number list, I will join it with a line. If not, I'll round it to 2 decimal place and see if the number is in the list. If not, I'll continue rounding to more decimal places until I found the answer. Oh my God, that would be a very lengthy process that Zara is telling us. So we haven't used this method, and see, we have solve the question very easily. So in part A, it says use Zara's method to answer the question. So they are saying what you're supposed to do is you have to round 32.7819045 to 1 decimal place. It will become 32.8. But you can see that we do not have any such option. 32.8 is not available. If we round it to 2 decimal places, it will become 32.78, and the digit next to it is 1, so it will remain 32.78. But we do not have any such option again. Then we have to round it to 3 decimal places. The third digit is 1. After that, we have a 9. So upon rounding it to 3 decimal places, it will become 32.782. Again, we do not have any such option. So we'll go for 4 decimal places, 32.78190. The digit next to 9 is a 0. So upon rounding it to 4 decimal places, it will become 32.7819, and this option is given in part C. So this is what they are telling to solve these type of questions. Okay. So students, we have already solved this question, and if we talk about can you improve our method or suggest a better method? So yes, if we talk about using the first of the rounded number, starting from rounded number going to the original number is a better option instead of starting from original number and check it for one decimal place, two decimal place, three decimal places, and so on is a very lengthy process. Okay, so let's not go for it. Now, in question number 9, it says, work out the answers to these questions on a calculator. Round each of your answers to the given degree of accuracy. Okay, my dear students, so you have to use a calculator for these type of questions. Let's start from 9 divided by 7. Okay, let me tell you the method of doing these type of questions without a calculator as well. If we talk about 9 divided by 7, so we will keep 9 inside, 7 outside. 7 ones are 7. Here comes 2. Put a decimal, it will become 20. 7 twos are 14. Here comes 6. Again, put a 0. Then we know that 7 nines are 63, so 7 eights are 56. So here comes a 4, put a 0, 7 fives are 35. Okay, since we have to round it to 2 decimal places, so we will write it down to 3 decimal places initially. 1.285, and that's sufficient because we have to round it to 2 decimal places. So 3 digits after decimal are enough. Okay, when you have to round it to 4 decimal places, 5 digits will be enough after decimal. When you have to round it to 3 decimal places, 4 digits will be, only one more digit is required to round it to the given number of decimal places. That is the degree of accuracy. Okay, so if we round it to 2 decimal places, you have 8. Here you have to round 8 and the digit next to it is 5. So when you'll round it, you'll add 1 into 8, it will become 1.29. Okay, next we have 4 plus 8 upon 15. Okay, so this time we will divide 8 with 15. Put a decimal here. Now 15 fives are 75. Here comes 5. Put a decimal. 15 threes are 45. Here comes 5 again. Put a 0. Again 5 point. So every time we will subtract 45, we will get a 5. So it's a recurring decimal, that is repeating decimal, and we are getting 0.53333333 and so on. So this will be 4 plus 0.533333. So when you'll add 4 into 0.5333, it will become 4.5333, so on. And since we have to round it to 4 decimal place, it will be like this. 4.5, let's take 5 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? We have to round it to 4 digits. After decimal, we'll circle this 3. And the digit next to it is the same, that is a weak digit. So the answer will be 4.5333. That's all. Okay? Now for the next question, you need a calculator. Although we can find the square root of 22 using division method, but that's a lengthy process and not required for these type of questions. So just put the symbol of a square root in the calculator. When you'll put the symbol of, press the under root symbol and put 22 inside, you will get a number 4.690. 4157, so on. And since we have to round it to 3 decimal places, first we will subtract it from 6. 6 minus 4.69041 and so on. And since we have to round it to 3 decimal places, we'll not go any further than 4 digits after decimal. Okay, so we will subtract first. Put 4 digits here, minus 4 point. Always remember, when we add or subtract the decimals, this point must come below decimal, okay? So if you are subtracting 4.6904 from 6, 4 and 6 must be below each other. So here we will subtract it, we'll borrow 1 from here, it will become 10. Borrow 1 from here, it will become 10. Borrow 1 from here, it will become 10. And the last one will 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 9 minus 0 is 9. 9 minus 9 is 0. 9 minus 6 is 3. And 5 minus 4 is 1. So we are getting 1.3096. Okay? What's next? Since we have to round it to 3 decimal places, now we have to round it. We have 9 here at the third place, and digit next to it is a strong digit, so we have to add 1 into it. It will become 10, and we will have 1.310. This will be the answer. You have to write down the 0 at the last digit because we have to round it to 3 decimal places. So keep this in mind. Next, we have question number 10, the last question of this exercise, which says Sophia, Marcus, and Aaron go out for lunch. The total bill for lunch is 46.48. Okay, this is the total bill. And they decide to share the bill equally between the 3 of them. They use a calculator to work out how much each of them should pay. This is what they say. So Sophia says, I think we should round the number on the calculator to the nearest whole number. Okay, Marcus says, I think we should round the answer on the calculator to 1 decimal place. And the third one, Arun, says, I think we should round the answer on the calculator to 2 decimal places. So they are all on a different page. Sophia is saying to the nearest whole number, meaning no decimal places. According to Marcus, to 1 decimal place. According to Arun, to 2 decimal places. Okay, first of all, let us divide 46.48 with 3. So 3 ones are 3. Here comes 1 and 6. 3 fives are 15. Here comes 1. Then we have a decimal. When we'll bring down 4, here comes a decimal. Then 3 fours are 12. So we are left with 2. And then bring down 8. 3 nines are 27. So we are going to get 1 here, put a 0. 3 threes are 9. And let's not go any further because the most we have to go until 2 decimal places. So 15.493 is sufficient. Now, according to Sophia, we have to round 15.493 to the whole number. Whole number means we have to round 5. The digit next to 5 is a weak digit, so it will become 15, according to Sophia. Then according to Marcus, we have to round it to 1 decimal place, meaning we have to round the digit 4, and the digit next to it is a strong digit. So we will add 1 into it. It will become 15.1. Okay. And according to Arun, oh, sorry, 15.5, not 15.1. It's 15.5. And according to Arun, we have to round it to 2 decimal places. So we have to round the digit 9. And since the digit next to it is a weak digit, so the answer will be 15.49. So these are the answers we are getting. For Sophia, it's 15. Everybody has to give $15. For Marcus, everybody has to give $15.5. Arun says everybody has to give $15.49. Okay. Now, what do you think has made the best rounding decision? And you have to explain your answer. So the original figure was 15.493. 493. If we talk about Sophia, so according to her, everybody has to pay $15. And if you multiply 15 by 3, that's 45. And the original bill is more than 45. That's 46.48. So who will pay the remaining amount, 1.48? Who will pay that? If we talk about Marcus's decision, so according to him, we multiply 15.5 with 3. So that's 5 threes are 15. 5 threes are 15. And 3 ones are 3, $46.5. And the original bill is 46.48. So this one is closest to the original bill. It will cover the bill. Also, $0.02 would be left. That could be paid as a tip. And if we talk about Arun, so if everybody is paying 15.49, so the total amount will be 3 nines are 27. 3 fours are 12, 13, 14. Sorry. And 3 fives are 15, 16. 3 ones are 3. It will be 46.47. Still, it is less than 46.48. $0.01 would be remaining. So whose decision would be best? It's Marcus. Because if we pay according to Marcus's rounding figure, that is 15.5. If everybody will pay 15.5, all three of them together will pay 46.5, which covers the total bill and includes $0.02 tip. Okay. And if we talk about Sophia, so Sophia's way is not enough. Marcus's way is sufficient. Arun's way is again not enough. So the best option is to go for Marcus's method. Okay. So students, we have completed all the questions of this exercise. Inshallah, we'll start with a new chapter in the next video. Until then, take care. Do subscribe to my channel if you are new. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Allah Hafiz.